the day. I wonder if it's the same thing.
Yeah, there we go. Something happened either yesterday or the day before when I was doing raid that Discord had defaulted to using my, I think, PlayStation controller's mic or my computer's mic. My computer doesn't have a mic instead of my headset mic, and I guess OBS did the same thing. My bad. All you missed was me doing a small monologue about today's plans, which I won't bother repeating, but we're going from Charlotte through to Maxi. Maxi's going to be a more of a steer than not. We got to have a pile of mons that can win 1v1s. And I have a few ideas of, like, in this situation, I would do X rather than a specific line. The other three have very specific lines that we're going to try to execute. So, that is all. Thank you for catching the mic, Muffins. Much appreciated. I'm also probably going to turn the music up when we get to Maxi, because the the Archie Maxi music in these games is like maybe some of my favorite Pokemon music, I think, all time. It's so good. It's correctly intimidating. Cinderace, Mudsdale. What is the Mudsdale for? Oh, right. Can we turn it up for the Magma Grunt music too? Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to. That's in the one in the double, right? Mudsdale. Galispod. Lucario is probably already in the team. And then Corviknight Floatzel. All I gotta say with respect to that Maxi fight is that it's a damn good thing that the choice specs Switch AI is not working correctly in this version of the game. Because, Christ, I have no idea how you'd beat a Chi-Yu that can, like, switch out and come back in multiple times and just one-shot all of your team without sacking. Just past Weather Institute and Run and Bun. Oh, man! Super exciting. That game has, like, 2 or 3 times as many fights as this one, right? And they're harder, so I'm not surprised I'm gaining a bit of ground. Bring got first hype. Heck yeah, she did last stream too, I think. We need Cinderace on Jolly, not Adamant. So this one I prepped like early this afternoon. Maxi I finished prepping like 40 minutes ago. Crunch cruising through Run and Bun. I'm really excited. If you get to the like near the end of Run and Bun, like I want to watch that that ending. I'd be down to watch just you progress through it, honestly. But I understand we don't necessarily want to open the floodgates to everybody posting about everything that they're doing. If you you do it on YouTube, right? I should probably just subscribe. There is a button to do that. That would be easier. Mudsdale's doesn't matter. Galisipod is not in my party. What? 1, 2, 3. Oh, Galisipod is in my party. I have no notes as to what it needs, which means it's probably in the party as an eject button. Lucario needs Modest. Yeah, same. I do enjoy the Crunch stream. I was looking at your playthrough replays, Ira, because I was trying to get some ideas for Flannery to see if I could play in that this evening as well. And my understanding is that pretty much everybody just PP stalls it. And literally the first like 3 seconds of the fight, or you count one flamethrower and then have to give Carl shit for distracting you from trying to count, and I miss those vibes. Are you gonna do another run on 1.3 or not until you have the hard mode out? Or, you know, go do anything else with life, I suppose, is also a worthy consideration. Modest. Corviknight is Impish Citrus. Floatzel needs to be hasty. New Game Plus on 1.3. That would be super cool. I'm already excited to see how you beat this Chi-Yu with fixed AI, because, dude, holy. It seems pretty nasty. There are other things. This is how I feel anytime someone is like, oh, hey, so, like, the Switch AI is finished, right? You're gonna go work on something that isn't Expansions AI? And I'm just like, what do you mean finished? It's barely even started. We have like prediction done like last week was when the last of the prediction stuff was allowed. Now we have to actually use it for shit. Wide lens Jolly. This has a Yachi. My notes for Galissapod literally say Galissapod, so I'm not going to change anything there. Lucario is modest and needs a steel feather. So I'll be wiping after. Yeah, It's got they got lofty ambition. I just like screwing with it, and I'll probably be screwing with it as long as I'm doing this as a hobby. To be honest, I find it very rewarding. Pocky Stream. Indeed, we have the Pocky Stream. Hopefully we go in through Maxi. We'll see how it goes. Some of these fights have some scary moments, so hopefully all goes well. Floatzel, I think, needs an air balloon. Maybe a slightly unconventional air balloon wielder, but trust. I don't think I could do 1.3 either. I'm hoping I can get through the 1.2 run before 1.3 comes out. Or, like, if 1.3 comes out, I'm hoping I don't die afterwards. Because I'm not sure I can handle the new, like, the Switch AI being better for some of these things, like the Chi-Yu, which is super scary. Jolly Wide Lens, Yachi, Galissapod, Steel Feather Modest, Citrus Impish, Hasty Air Balloon. Okay, cool. So abilities, this one needs Libero. This one actually needs the Tangling Hair or whatever it's called. Which is a perfectly legal way to lower something's speed stat, which was awesome to learn. Emergency exit, inner focus is fine, nerve is fine, technician is what it needs to have. Okay. Yeah, fixes, and hopefully if you're guaranteed book modes make it interesting for sure. No kidding. I haven't even gone and fixed the doubles thing yet. And Ghosty found a weirdness today where involving the AI trying to switch out if it has no moves that can affect the target. It should do that. It does not do that. That'd be covered, and that specific function seems to be one that I just never wrote a test for. Because I inherited a bunch of Switch AI code as well, right? And some of it I didn't change. That function is one of them that still exists in its original orientation, and I guess I just missed writing a test for it when I did the overhaul. So I guess that's not working properly, although the fix that you have that like lets U-turn and Volt Switch and shit work properly, where it can like recalculate a switch after doing move scoring, should also fix that happening. The same way it'll fix the Elite Four Dusknoir from screwing itself regularly and never switching out. Tangling Hair is really sick. I've been starting to do some skimming at the E4, because I feel like if I get to the E4 before I start thinking about it, it's going to take me like a month to calc. And I have been looking at some Tangling Hair shenanigans once I learned that Mudsdale had it, because there's a few specific mons that it would be nice for. It'd be nice for Roaring Moon on Sydney. The specific consideration, Roaring Moon and Victini, assuming we can stall at Trick Room turns. Particularly the Roaring Moon. Don't think it's worth a mon for that, but you know, something to think about. We need moves. We need Hidden Power on a couple mons. We need Hidden Power is already on that. We need Hidden Power on what else? Floatzel, I think? Oh, yeah. Sweet tech. We get Hidden Power Water Corviknight. U-turn Drill Peck Roost. Okay. All moves bad PR that I put. Yeah, that there should be. If you pulled it, that's the one that lets you turn and Volt Switch and stuff work properly, and also fixes the Dusknoir thing. 1 HP. Corviknight needs an Hidden Power. Floatzel needs a Hidden Power. Yeah, we're gonna half the team is going to be rocking Hidden Power for this one. U-turn, Pyro Ball, and Sucker Punch on Cinderace. U-turn, Pyro Ball, Sucker Punch, great. I don't have any moves listed for this, so it probably doesn't matter. I don't have any moves for this, so it probably doesn't matter. Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, Vacuum Wave, great. U-turn, Drill Peck, Roost, and Hidden Power. Fake Out, so I have Fake Out, Aqua Jet, Scald, and Hidden Power, okay. So that's the other one that needs changes. Scald is TM, Aqua Jet is a relearn, I think. I've only used hidden power once. Oh man, hidden power is like I'm a huge hidden power fan. It's so good for like shadow tagging mons out of Hazbat odds switching. In some cases, anytime you got a 4 times resist, or if you're gonna try to switch roast something, it lets mons that have no business switch roasting have a chance. We're hoping to switch roast this Tatsugiri via hidden power in this fight, for example. I'm a huge hidden power fan. This is the highest hidden power density I have planned for today, but it is pretty dense. Let's go check those hidden power typings, because all of them are going to need to be changed. I'm glad you got hidden power early, because it makes some lines a lot more flexible. Very fun. Like hidden power water Corviknight, because you never know. It might need to fight a golem at the end, hence the HP water. And we need hidden power water on Cinderace so golem doesn't switch in on it. So water on Cinderace, water on Corviknight. And then we need Dragon on Floatzel so something can actually deal with Tatsugiri. That's the other thing. Technician hidden power on Floatzel is really cracked, actually. Did hidden power Ice Core for something? That's terrific. I really like it on ones that just make no sense to have hidden power, but just having a 4 times effective way to hit something is convenient. Like a Gligar or something is always it's always nice for that kind of stuff. HP water here. U-turn, Pyro Ball, Sucker Punch. Nothing, nothing. Check that. HP water, Roost, Drill Peck, U-turn. HP Dragon Scald, Flip Turn. Not Flip Turn, that should be Aqua Jet. Good catch. Then we'll head over to the trainer and do the last check over. No Flip Turn. Be nice if this Floatzel could have 5 moves. 6 moves would be even nicer. Like I'd like to have. There were lines I wanted to have Bite for Frozlass because I was calcing it with like this into Bite rather than with Snow, where it doesn't get 1 shot, it gets 2 shots. So you kind of have to throw that away. But hidden power is super good. Surf Simulator. Oh, I see. That's rough. I caught some of that while you were live, and then I had to go for work emails. I saw the repeated misses of the Lapras, which was kind of rough. It is what it is, we ball. I respect that attitude. We are repelling, right? We are repelling. So this is Charlotte. Probably the scariest of the snow fights, I think. Kind of close, though. But I think for me, she's probably the scariest. I think she's probably the scariest. So I thought Grievous was like Cap's thing. So we have Jolly, Wide Lens, Libero, HP Water, U-turn, Pyro Ball, Sucker. We got moves on this, Tangling Hair, and a Yachi Berry. We have a Golisopod that is an eject button that we get access to early in the game. Oh shit, I still need to scroll through these two, the full text here for legality's sake. He has first impression, that's important. Lucario, Float, Flash Cannon, Aura Sphere, Vacuum Wave, Force Palm, Inner Focus, Modest Steel Feather. Citrus, Impish, Unnerve, U-turn, Drill Peck, HP Water, Roost. Fake Out, Aqua Jet, Scald, HP Dragon. Technician, Hasty, Air Balloon. Alright, let's grab a team import. $44. do that same thing. We're just gonna chuck this on the second monitor. Click in the team in the same order. So Cinderace, Mudsdale. Where is my Muds? There we go. Golisopod. I struggle. Cinderace and Mudsdale, for whatever reason, anytime I'm in this calc, I struggle to find these mons. I'm not sure why. Lucario, Corviknight, and Floatzel. Non-zero chance I'm looking at Love Disc for E4? Dude! That would be so fire. Oh, man. And pull up my notes. Let's just give them a quick read through. Okay. I think we're pretty much good to go. Scary as this is. The Glalie is so fast, it does so much damage. It's just a little scary. Forget like this thing also, but choice mons are a little abusable in this version of the game, so we're gonna leverage that hopefully. Fight one of what is hopefully four. Especially with that Walrein, yeah. I've been really happy having Dugong for some other ones, despite my bias towards this feline, but this is a little worrying. This is why this is an eject button on a body, which is really nice. So turn one, we're baiting Earthquake, and then we're gonna go hard Floatzel, which is why Floatzel has the air balloon. Floatzel's gonna try to put in some decent work this fight. Sorry about the delay there. I was just checking my notes because I thought I had a move wrong, but no, we're good. So this line initially, when I was talking about this at the end of my last stream, had Executor doing this, right? With HP Water, and then baiting the Tatsugiri with HP Water, and then one-shotting it on the switch with Dragon Hammer, which would have been really dramatic. But Mon that absorbs move. If we check out to find that Mon that absorbs move function, we will find that there is no check here. I just sent this to Irv the day after trying to plan this fight, right? There's no check here for whether or not it is choiced or not, and it just sees, do I have a super effective move? This actually I don't think has been fixed yet. It just checks if it has a super effective move, not if it's choice locked into a super effective move. So when I'm sitting here with my Executor, he'd see that he has Icicle Crash and my Switch Roast would never work. Like, the Executor would still 1v1 this, but I wanted a Switch Roast. So this is why planning takes me so fucking long, because I have to go read functions when I'm trying to do gimmicky shit. So we're going to take our free damage with the Fake Out on this Darmanitan, and then we're going to bait in the Chi-Yu to Switch Roast. Burn would be nice. It's not necessary, but it'd be nice. Maybe next time. So this baits in Chi-Yu, which we should two-shot to claim a Switch Roast point. HP Dragon Technician Floatzel for the win. This is not the part of the fight I'm very nervous about. So scared of Chi-Yu. He's calling Tatsugiri Chi-Yu. They're both little reddish fish dudes, maybe. You may have a point. Let's go. Pocky up to 5. Very nice. Cursed with knowledge, that's one way of looking about it. This is like I said, gotta think of it the E4 now, or I'm gonna be doing it for years. So this is a losing matchup for Floatzel now. It doesn't get outsped, but there's nothing that it can do to beat the Frozlast, and if I get paralyzed with T-Wave, even if it doesn't kill me, that's horrible, and obviously I die to a crit. So the plan for this T-Bolt is to use Golisopod as an eject button. It doesn't die to the highest roll crit when it's... This is I didn't bother changing it to Sassy because I didn't need to. The absolute Mad Lad lives on 1 health. And I get a free switch. So all today planning. You know, they're probably not above pay grade necessarily. It's just I don't have any experience doing Nuzlocks at all, and I make up for it by taking forever and reading code. So I'm more confident about my lines most of the time, but this basically, yeah, the little small shrimpy fish reddish dudes are from the same. Are they even from the same generation? They look like they are. I don't think this one just looks like a slightly feistier Chi-Yu, and I don't know. I don't know. What am I going into? I'm too distracted now. Oh, Cinderace. Thank you, notes. Not abusing Cinderace, not using Cinderace Protean at all here, just using Cinderace as it's a fast fire type. Those are pretty good. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. It's from 7, 8, or 9. That's as far as I know. One of the Switch ones. Wait, is 7 even on the Switch? 7 is Sun and Moon, right? Yeah, okay, so they're from 8 or 9, because I did play Sun. I didn't finish it, but I did play a bunch of it. So the reason that we wanted to get this line specifically, where we're pivoting through the Galisopods so that we can get our fire type back in here, is because we want to bait Earthquake a second time, so that our KO can be free. And with this routing, our air balloon hasn't popped yet, so you can just do this with Floatzel too. Do you know Tatsugiri's gimmick in doubles? I know that about the only reason I know about it is because it has caused Alex, one of our main, I would say, battle engine maintainer, endless amounts of headaches trying to get it implemented and bug-free. And when I looked it up at this, I was expecting to see Commander, and I don't see it. So whoever made Radical Red was like, fuck that! I'm not implementing that ability. Let's just give it Storm Drain. That's my thinking for why it's not in Rad Red. Because it took Alex like a month of working on this, and then several iterations of fixing bugs and shit. And I'm willing to bet these folks, the guys who made Rad Red, don't base it on expansion, and they were just like, I'm not fucking doing that shit. That looks like a nightmare. 'Cause it is! That's my hot take. I know nothing about any of the people who make Rad Red. I'm sure they're all wonderful humans. But yeah, I don't really know what it does. I just know that it's a mess of complexity. We should kill with Scald, but we're gonna be, I guess, super careful. Like, you know what? What is my Scald range? Is it like 50? 41? Fake Out's free. We'll be super safe. Someone lost their run to Drake yesterday? Holy shit. CFRU, I think it, yeah, I know it's CFRU. I don't know who else who maintains that or anything. I just know Skelly's involved. Skelly could probably make anything work if he wanted, but I don't know that he's directly involved with Rad Red, so I could see them not bothering. Okay, this is where the line gets a little bit funky looking. But the nice thing is my air balloon is still intact. I think there may have been points in my line previously where sometimes air balloon broke here. So, because I have in my notes have a few different permutations for this. Corviknight is actually on the team, pardon me, as a pivot here. So the plan to deal with this Glalie, and the reason Mudsdale is on the team, is we need to get this to -1. so we can kill it with something. Something that can switch in on it, which is Lucario. So Lucario can switch in and kill it with... Did I not give Lucario? Oh, Steel Feather doesn't exist here. It's the same as a Metal Coat. Right. Lucario can come in and take any hit that isn't Earthquake and kill it. So I need to get this thing to be slower than Lucario and not using the move Earthquake. And Mudsdale also needs the AI to make contact with it to trigger Tangling Hair, and Earthquake doesn't do that. So pivoting through Corviknight forces the AI to click Return or Crunch. Yachi Mudsdale survives any crit, lowers the speed, then we go into Lucario. However, our Floatzel still being air ballooned means that he can't Earthquake anyway, so we can shortcut it a little bit and go straight into Mudsdale. Mudsdale's going to take any one hit and lower the Glalie speed. More offline prep. Yeah, I can't. I don't want to think about how long those fights are going to take me to prep because of just thinking about how long these fights are. I might be like, okay, I'm going to take 2 days to prep, do one fight on like a half-an-hour stream, and that's it. There's our Yachi return. There's the Tangling Hair. Nice. We don't care if he goes for Return or Crunch here, but he should go for a Return. Let's double check my sanity here. Lucario takes any crit. And then has Steel Feather that doesn't exist on this calculator. And one-shots with Flash Cannon. Gonna be there for Janky's E4 tomorrow. I think it's 3 o'clock Eastern, right? I was planning on being there. I don't have any plans this weekend. And I love watching E4 runs. Very excited for it. Could you actually want to write in one message, Janky's E4, 3 p.m. EST, and I'll just leave it pinned for the entire time that I'm streaming? So anybody who drops in can have that question answered and hopefully show up. Pocky learned how to pin stuff? I did last time, yeah. There was a link to, Thank you. Thank you very much. There was a link to, unpin after, like 120, like 2 hours. Great. He's a first streamer. I needed to pin a link to Celia's ROM hack demo, when she visited the other day. We use it for advertising for our friends, and that's pretty much it. Alright, and the nice thing with Golem into Lucario, which is why this part of the line is really convenient to set up, is he can't explode, he's the last Mon. Which means he has to Earthquake, and our Floatzel just comes in and kills it. With Fake Out Scald. Right? Yeah, perfect. He's told me some secrets. I'm really excited for it. I know people were hoping for the Kilowatt troll. I'm not sure that it sounded like he wasn't likely to bring that, but I know that that's been like the hard carry for a lot of his run. But he didn't answer any questions that I saw in the Nuzlocke channel, so I don't want to speculate too much. I'd rather leave everything as a surprise for him. But there's Charlotte, which is super sweet. Just a sanity check, I don't have to fight anybody real in, let's make sure the repel's on. I don't have to fight anybody real in Meteor Falls, right? It's just a cutscene, I think. Thank you, thank you. Hidden power stacking, here we go. We didn't even have to see Hidden Power Corviknight. The Hidden Power Corviknight plan was, you know, on the off chance he ends up into Golem, or on the off chance Floatzel's air balloon has popped, Corviknight can come in and beat it with Hidden Power Water. Nothing until Courtney. Okay, great. Oh, can we get him a third time? My trainer avoiding skills have certainly improved. We gotta see if there's an item hidden in this rock. There is not, alas. Take meteor falls encounter for real? I must be fake. I want that dragon later. Cutscene time. I love how they laugh like that. It's not ha ha ha. It's heh. Heh. Once again. Yeah, foo 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 is amazing. More heh. When does the encounter unlock? I think it's after 8 badges because you need waterfall. One odd kid. That's me. Do you think you'll make a better Team Aqua or Team Magma Grant? So, one of the major ROM hacking discords is called Team Aqua's Hideout, and I think if I answered Team Magma to that question, people would hunt me down. Who do you vibe with more? I don't think I can answer this question in Team Magma's favor without getting in trouble. Does that answer the question for you? Oh, and we gotta hop down the things. Hopping down the things is fun. I could never tell what these were when I was a kid. Are they? It's like it looks like it's water, but why can't I not walk up the puddles? Are they ledges? I don't really know what's going on. I don't like big open water in general. Kind of freaks me out. Like the idea. I think maybe my least favorite idea for a vacation concept is an ocean cruise where I can't see land from anywhere. And I also don't like being cold. So obviously that means I side with Team Aqua, right? Because everybody, like, that's objectively the correct side, and nobody's making me say this. Exactly. I don't know that it's that uncommon, to be honest. River cruise? River cruise sounds like it'd be a blast. Ocean cruise? I don't know. I think I'd be stressing. Groudon is infinitely more cool than Kyogre. I played Pokemon Sapphire when I was a kid. Did not regret it one bit. Choice Specs Kyogre in rain, like that mon is very fun to use. I do think Groudon being able to come in and use Solar Beam right away was pretty sick, though. So, I don't know that I really have a preference between the two legendaries. We get to see Water Starter. Oh, you're right. Where do I... That's at Chimney, right? Okay. That's exciting. I forgot all about that. I guess while I'm here, I should probably do the prep for the first Chimney fight. Get rid of Charlotte. Chimney 1 is Courtney and Grunt. Let's go find my notes. Put the Charlotte Snow notes into the archive. I don't archive my saves like other people do, but I do archive my fight notes. If anybody ever asks me about something they've seen in the stream, I should have an answer for them to some extent. Chimney double? Yeah, because Tabitha's after. Okay, this line I'm pretty excited about, actually. Pretty excited about this one. Because I think it's riskless. She might make me eat my fucking words, but I think this is going to be super clean. Check the Nuzlocke channel and tell me Kyogre could ever be that cool. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. This is a little scary cool, though, and I'm not into scary, as we've discussed. I'm an absolute wuss when it comes to horror stuff. I don't like vaguely scary movies, generally speaking. I like Halloween, like, when I do decorations for Halloween, we have little light up smiling ghosts that go down the length of our walkway. We have a small inflatable pumpkin wearing a witch's hat that we put in one of the windows. We usually carve our pumpkins to have like the biggest eyes possible and then like little smiling mouths. Like I'm just kind of an anti-scary person. I'm willing to own it, hence my Halloween decorations. But yeah, definitely a bit of a weak sauce in terms of the spook factor. We need Lucarios in the party. We need Tinkaton. All right, so I was talking. I've been making fun of this mon in Michael's streams as being discount Mawile, and obviously this is like the utility mon, right, where Mawile is all of your damage. But this mon has hella utility, which is really nice. I'm already impressed just from doing these few fights. Much happier with this. Like I haven't done any calcs with Skarmory, obviously, but I think I won out getting this instead of Skarmory. Togi Floatzel. Oh, we do need Golisopod. My notes once again say the word Golisopod with no further text, so I guess he's an eject button in case something goes wrong. I don't think he's actually used in the fight at all. Corviknight is not. We are gonna be bringing P-Meal to the fight though, instead of Sarilege. For actually specific reasons. I think it is actually better for the purpose that I need it for. It can do something that Sarilege cannot. I think is Togi not already modest? Huge handshake on the hell yeah! We can go sit somewhere with the lights on and hang out. Oh no, he's timid currently. He's gotta be modest. Centiscorch is goated, by the way. Oh, that's fantastic news. I have no experience with him whatsoever, and I kind of won't for a bit. But I hope he's good eventually. So this one's... we are fine with the Sizzlipede as it is. Lucario needs to be... Lucario's got to have a bit of a weird setup going on here. Lucario's going to be Rash with minimum special defense EVs. EVs? IVs, even. What button is this? This button, and it's stats. Get to see Archie's amazing stat editor. That's a Togekiss. Where's the Lucario? There we go. Spadef. Nope. This one. Except we should hassle Archie to make it so that I can hold down the arrow key and it'll go down as opposed to having to tap it every time. That's probably super annoying to program, but it would be nice. Tinkaton needs to be adamant. What is my Tinkaton? Yeah, it is very cool. Timid, he's gonna be adamant. IV editing, yeah, we got some very specific baits. Given that this is a double, I've really taken the idea of trying to funnel attacks into one lane that you can just keep cycling through, while your other one just opens up the field for you. We're kind of trying to work that as best we can here, and it requires Lucario to do some very specific baits. Floatzel, I think, also is supposed to be Rash. I can't remember why, but we're gonna do that. It might have mattered for an earlier line, and then it just didn't matter to change it to anything else, so I will change it now in case it comes up. Oh, I probably just needed increasing special attack without lowering physical attack or speed or something. I think that's all of them. A Golisopod could just be a Golisopod. Modest, Sharp Beak. Steel Feather is out. This has got to be a black belt. IV editing? I am not the only one who has IV edited, actually. Michael has been doing a bunch of that as well. Usually for doubles in the same way that I am here for baits. We need to give an air balloon to our homie Sizzlipede. what else? Oh, Tinkaton needs a Shucka Berry. Oh man, I almost sorted this and I'm literally looking at a Shucka Berry. And Floatzel needs a Never Melt Ice. One of the funniest item names in Pokemon? What is this item? It's a block of ice. How does that not melt? It's a Never Melt Ice. Berries. We did Shucka. Okay. I do it all the time. I can see why. It's super, super useful. This does not have an illegal thing on it. No, okay, good. Togi needs E-Speed over Aura Sphere, which came up in one of the previous versions of this line that wasn't quite risk-free. I don't think it's going to matter here, but I'd rather have it as a backup just in case. Lucario, Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, Vacuum Wave. I think it needs nothing. I think it already has those. Nice. Lucario knows exactly what it needs to know. It's great. This guy's moves change every frigging fight, though. Icy Wind, Scald, Aqua Jet, Fake Out. So it's just Icy Wind over HP Dragon. I think that's up. Yeah. Time to beg for hustle. Unfortunately, it is not quite that time. That would add a certain amount of risk that I am not quite willing to take on into this one. I love the idea of like wide lens extreme speed hustle Togekiss for literally no reason at some point. Maybe when we get to some sacks later in the run that can be attempted. Icy Wind for that. Tinkaton needs what I assume is a pretty standard Tinkaton moveset. I may have even already have it. Yeah, Player of Ironhead, Gigaton Hammer, and Fake Out. I'm going to give it Mold Breaker now because it'll need Mold Breaker later. Actually, I have Own Tempo listed in my notes. I think there is an Intimidate mod in here somewhere, so we'll keep it as that for now. There aren't any molds that need to be broken on this fight anyway. And Sizzlipede's moves don't really matter. So, maybe the funniest part of this fight is the Sizzlipede, which it is time to level. So the plan, if we remember from last stream, which I don't expect anybody to do, that's fine. Brief reminder, this thing is a physical attacker, right? And the only physical fire move that it gets that's better than Flame Wheel, that's actually solid, is Fire Lash. And Sizzlipede gets it at 45, which is between Chimney and Flannery Split. And Centiskorch, unfortunately, does not get Fire Lash. This is why we had decided to delay this initially. It's a 28 evolution, I think. Unless we absolutely needed it, right? And then hilariously, we actually still need this to be a Sizzlipede. The line only works if it's a Sizzlipede. So we're gonna keep him as a Sizzlipede and evolve him later. He has to be... We don't have to do this to level 40 whatever, though. We need him to be exactly level 30 as a Sizzlipede. Trust. I think we're going to be good to go. Let's see this Sizzlipede put in work. Well, I've definitely juked that trainer before, so... Oh, you sneaky... Okay, no, she's just spinning. She's not being sneaky. I was almost outplayed. We'll go do a team check. And I would also like to confirm with you guys my understanding of doubles. We're going to sit behind this rock so we're super safe. So I have Togekiss on my left and Sizzlipede on my right. If I'm reading this correctly, this being in slot 1, this should be on this side of the screen, the right-hand side of the screen. Or sorry, this should be on the left and Cradily is on the right. Or do I have this vice versa? Or can I just reset? What I need to have happen is this Centiskorch has to be looking at Sizzlipede. Is this the setup that will do that, or do I have to flip things around? Or can I just like load up the fight and reset if this is backwards? Centiskorch is on the left. My left or the AI's left? That is what I want for this setup. My left looking at them, Centiskorch is going to be on the left side of the screen. Centiskorch is on the left, the Google Sheet is wrong. Oh, okay, so typically this should be on the right, but in this case it's on the left. I was reading this as like, okay, so I just take this and I slot it into the game where Centiskorch is on the left and Cradily is on the right, because up, down, left, right, right. So the Google Sheet is wrong. Oh, because, right, the AI sides are backwards, right? Like AI slot 0 is on their left, which is my right, and the Google Sheet is then backwards. I see. Save and reset, because occasionally they have a goof. If Senti's on the right, just reset. Perfect. I'm on board with that. Which makes it look at your second slot. Excellent. Thank you guys for confirming. In the future, I will take that as how this works. And obviously, I know a few people have had to reset due to these sides being flipped, and I will do that if need be without thinking about it very hard at all. Okay, so move check. Sharp Beak, Modest, Serene Grace, Air Slash, E-Speed. We don't care about your moves. Flash Fire, Air Balloon, Impish. Rash, Never Melt Ice. Technician, Icy Wind, Scald Aquajet, Fake Out. Play Rough, Iron Head, Gigaton Hammer, Fake Out. Own Tempo, Adamant Shucka. That's a Golisopod. Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, Vacuum Wave, Force Palm, Inner Focus, Rash, and Black Belts. And we're back at Togekiss. Yeah, Twitch is not so good at the chat box formatting. So, this is a fake double, right? So if I pull up Centiskorch, I'm gonna need 2 sets of calcs for this. Okay, let's pull up the save, and then I will open both of these calcs so that we can look at them as the fight is progressing. Clear imports. I have this where I like it, so we'll just screenshot. Click off. Togi Floatzel. Togi Floatzel, no. Togi this. Floatzel. Tinkaton, Golisopod, Lucario. Where is the Lucario? There we go. We'll just copy paste this again. And the other lead is a Cradily. Cradily? Cradily. Cradily. Togi, Sizzlipede, Floatzel, Tink, Golisopod, Lucario. Okay. Game. There we go. Too many tabs, open too many places. Streaming costs a lot of windows. Oh man, I don't even, there we go. Let's bring the notes back up. Scroll down to the notes. Okay, this one is a little stressful just by nature of it being a double battle. But we got faith. Okay, so Cradily is on my right and Senti is on my left. Does this not look like a piece of bacon? So the reason that a level 30 Sizzlipede is the best possible lead for me on this, and does its job better than Cerulege. Cerulege, I imagine, you know, your Air Balloon Cerulege tanks everything from the Tauros, except for Zen Headbutt, and I guess not Stone Edge, but it tanks these two moves for baiting. It tanks all of the fire moves from this guy. With Air Balloon, it tanks the Earth Powers from Cradily. The problem that I have with it is that it doesn't bait on turn 1, because Cradily doesn't see a kill with anything on either mon, which means it's probably power gemming, but it's picking a random mon to power gem, and that is like, I'm playing with like potentially a huge amount of my Togekiss' health. Togekiss is really important for this fight. What Sizzlipede does uniquely, that Cerulege fails to do, is die to power gem. While also dying to crunch. Level 30. So I know exactly what, but like I'm perfectly baiting a crunch from here and a power gem from here into the same slot. Guaranteed. Thank you, level 30 Sizzlipede. So turn 1, again, we know we're going to be taking a crunch and a power gem. We're going to hard switch into Lucario. Right? Yeah, it can take a critical power. Sorry, let's double check as we go, because again, I think this is a riskless line, and I want to be safe. Can tank any crit crunch plus any crit power gem. It's got all the resists it needs. I tried lines where this was justified for the attack boost. It was never right to get Lucario to start attacking here, at least as far as my planning was concerned. We're going to be prioritizing getting rid of the left side on the AI side. Yeah, I really wanted to. It's like, oh man, we can bait a free crunch on everything, but it doesn't do enough work yet to be able to stay in. So, especially like the mons that I'm going to be baiting next, particularly the Tauros, outspeed and threaten to one-shot it. So, yeah, we're going to just sit here. We're going to kill the Centiskorch with Togekiss. And Togekiss does outspeed the Centiskorch. Let's go to the Centiskorch one. It does not outspeed the Centiskorch. But the Centiskorch is seeing kill into Lucario. And our Cradily is seeing kill into Lucario with Earth Power, because Lucario is beneath 70% health. This is why Lucario has 0 Spadef EVs, is to make sure that it always gets Earth Powered on here. So now our Sizzlipede gets to pretend that it's an Air Balloon Cerulege. And if something is horribly fucked up and it just dies to a power gem, I'm not going to be that upset about it, but it shouldn't. It should be floating above an Earth Power. Holy shit, level up. And there's the Earth Power. And this should bait in Tauros. Hilariously, Serp doesn't kill a level 30 Sizzlipede. Tauros does, though. And Tauros kills it like 1,000 different ways, right? So now how do we bait? If we're doing this with the Cerulege, the advantage, of course, is that it has to go for Stone Edge. Especially, like, if we were doing this with a Cerulege, we would have a defense-lowering nature so that this goes for Stone Edge. So how do we handle the fact that it could be anything? Can I just click save so I don't have to keep putting it to 30? Well, we know how the AI move scoring works. Stone Edge has a chance to miss. Close Combat has negative modifiers. So if you just line all 3 of these moves up and all of them one-shot, it's going to be Zen Headbutt. So we know we have Zen Headbutt coming in, and we know we have Power Gem coming in. So we're going to hard switch to Tinkaton. Tinkaton takes any Stone Edge crit, and also takes any Power Gem crit. Worst case, it should end up at about half. Our Togekiss... Sorry, I don't usually do the calcs in this level of detail while I'm planning, but I'm a little paranoid. The Togekiss guaranteed one-shots the Tauros. So one-shot the Tauros into Tinkaton. There's the Zen headbutt we expected. And Tinkaton should also eat a power gem here. As Sizzlipede keeps leveling up. You go, buddy. At the Tinkaton, perfect. And we get the last mod on the left side, which is the Superior. So we do one-shot this Serp with Air Slash. The problem, of course, is that it has a Focus Sash, so we don't one-shot it with Air Slash. Oh, I guess we don't even necessarily one-shot it with Air Slash. I'm thinking that we do because they're also going to fake out it. Fake it out. This is why we have E-Speed. There were lines where Tinkaton was fake outing Cradily here, but I couldn't get the rest of the fight to work because this getting a move off is almost always Glare. As we saw in the Nuzlocke channel just the other day, actually, somebody was asking about it, and I went through the scoring, and it's like, if this doesn't one-shot with anything, Glare is great. Paralyzing these ones is great. And that's fine, we could give Tinka a Chardy Berry, or not a Chardy Berry, a Cherry Berry, but if it randomly chooses to target Togekiss, and then Togekiss gets fully parried, this mon is just still alive, and I've now killed the Cradily, and something scarier is coming out on the right, and my line gets fucked up. So we had to fake this out and then Air Slash into it and find a way to just survive the Cradily for a turn, which turns out is much easier to do. So this Cradily is going to get to attack whatever it wants here. It doesn't see a kill into Tinkaton, it doesn't see a kill into Togekiss, but it never sees a kill into Togekiss. Max Roll Power Gem crit doesn't do it. Max Roll Sludge Bomb crit into Poison also doesn't do it. This is why it's important that we have been baiting precisely to this point, so Togekiss never gets hit by anything, because it can always tank whatever it needs to from Cradily here, while we fake out and Air Slash the Superior to kill it. Tinkaton can tank the Earth Power from Cradily, that's why it's holding a Shucka. I'm expecting the Cradily to try to Earth Power tank here. I think it's a one-shot from this range without Berry. Hence, or sorry, Irov's code with the whole, like, if you two-shot through Berry, ignore Berry. I think that should come into play and it'll Earth Power the Tinkaton here. Yeah. But again, on the off chance that those rolls weren't such that it could one-shot, you want to play it safe. So Tinkaton can take any crit, as we can see, as it gets crit. And it doesn't care because of the Shucka Berry. And now we're down to one line, which is awesome. So we're gonna bail out with Togekiss. It's gotten 3 kills this fight, which is more than enough. We're gonna go into Floatzel with Togekiss while we have a free turn. This Tinkaton is shockingly fast for a little munchkin. I also love that you can't even see its head in doubles. Really funny. And one-shots the Cradily with Gigaton Hammer, which is 100 accuracy. So we get a free kill, and we start setting up for the mons we need to finish off the rest of this half of the team. The Sizzlipede is really getting the levels. So the reason we bring in Floatzel first is so we can fake out the Iron Thorns and bring in the Lucario, which is going to be the second mon to help us finish up the fight. So Scald plus Aura Sphere always kills the Iron Thorns. And then Icy Wind plus Aura Sphere always kills the Bombardier. And both of my mons had speed, which is why we're into Lucario here specifically. And our eject button doesn't need to see play. Look at that! Pretty sure, like I said, pretty sure that was riskless, because everything that the AI could have done could have crit, and because of the bait order, it never would have mattered. I'm super pleased with this one. This is the one that took me the longest to do today. Because doubles freak me out a little bit. A lot of the things that Michael's been saying on stream about how he plans for doubles helped inspire how I went about trying to find a line like this, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. So huge thank you for incidentally giving advice by just like talking about how you plan your doubles. I found it really helpful. Fixed talking plan Binding of Isaac. Fair. Alright, what's next? Tabitha? Tabitha. I think. Tabitha, yeah. This Houndoom is really scary. This is one of the scariest things that would be on the field. And we have 3 different lines depending on how many crit flinches it gets. The lines obviously get, excuse me, progressively riskier as it gets more crit flinches. The fight's really straightforward until Houndoom, and then Houndoom is like, I'm not quite sure about this. Happy to inspire. Thank you very much for your inspire. I love that Centiscorch is like, or Centiscorch, Sizzlipede is only in the top half of the box. I'm not sure why his sprite is so high up there, but it looks goofy to me every time. I always think it's like a visual bug. Gotta get Slowbro. Mudsdale. Lots of thick mons coming to this one. It is. Alright, you got me there. You got me there. I don't think Tinkaton is coming to this. What am I missing? Oh, Dugong. Gyarados has to be Adamant. Adamant Citrus, Mudsdale, or Slowbro is Modest. Shit. Golisopod, I think... Okay, my notes actually have a note for Golisopod this time. It's supposed to be gentle. He looks like he'd be gentle, right? He's got dainty fingers. Floatzel needs to be hasty. Mudsdale, my note says whatever. Maybe a citrus berry and adamant would be good? Maybe, what is this? The reason it's so whatever is because all it's doing is killing this, Hisui and Arcanine. Can Flare Blitz burn? Has a 10% chance to burn. Do we kill it even if burned? We don't. Okay, we'll go with the Rost Berry. Probably just Adamant is a fine plan. Actually, is that the case? What is this naturally? Sassy. Do you know what? Sassy's probably better if it ends up needing to come in on something else. Doesn't need Adamant to one-shot. Dugong is also sassy. But we're trading this out for a citrus. So we got Adamant Citrus, Modest Citrus. This is a Twisted Spoon. Silver Powder. I don't have a note, so it's probably fine. This has Mystic Water this time. It's amazing to me how much better these like slight damage boost items are in a Nuzlocke environment to let you hit those ranges reliably. A Raspberry and a Citrus on Dugong. Okay. So moves. Gyarados. My note says literally just Aqua Tail, so this should be fine. Slowbro gets to get upgraded to Psychic, which is kind of exciting. Floatzel I have no notes for, so I suspect I'm going to just put Flip Turn on it instead of Icy Wind. Well, Floatzel's notes say Aqua Jet Scald, so we got 2 other slots. We'll stick with Fake Out and Flip Turn. Mudsdale needs exactly high horsepower. Wants to click it all the time. And this guy needs Scald and... Scald, Rest, Flip Turn? Yeah. Rest not ideally used at all, but that's fine. We're Citrus rather than Chesto because we need it to break through a Dark Pulse hit at some point, and it lets us have more opportunities to do that if we get bad luck. So, I think this is fine. Adamant, Citrus, Intimidate, Ice Fang, Aqua Tail, Crunch, Bulldoze. Yawn Psychic, Slack Off, Scald, Regenerator, Twisted Spoon, Modest. Golisopod is gentle, with a legal item and some moves. Floatzel, Fake Out, Aqua Jet, Scald, Flip Turn, Technician, Hasty with Mystic Water. Mudsdale, Sassy Rostberry. Oh, it does not want Tangling Hair anymore. It wants to go back to Striker. And then Dugong is Sassy, Citrus, Ice Scales, Flip Turn, Scald, Rest, and Ice Beam, sure. Alright, we'll get back up there, and then we'll do our team scroll. Bit of a run back for the the nurse for this one. So I haven't really used Gyarados very much, despite kind of wanting it as a comfort mon. It's certainly possible that Seismitoad just would have been better. Oh my god, she turned back at me. Did you see that? I got so sniped. But this specific fight, when I was doing my casual run, I could not figure out what was going wrong with this Embor. As I didn't know what its ability was, right? I was doing blind. I had to look it up afterwards. And I literally went and caught a Gyarados just to deal with the Embor in my casual run. So I knew the Embor existed in this split, and I was not sure how to deal with it without the Gyarados, because in my casual run I literally couldn't come up with a better idea, and went and caught one. So I was very happy to see this Gyarados, even if I don't necessarily use it for much. Because, you know, you can't count on Intimidate so much in a Nuzlocke, you have to just assume you get crit. But I am very happy that I have it for this Embor specifically. It's also coming to Maxi. Intimidate Shell Armor Mons, that's the strat, yeah. It's just got such a solid stat line. He's just, you know, he's a mon that I feel more comfortable having in my box, you know. Flaming Gyarados is good, it's like the only mon that does exactly what it does, as effectively as it does it. I love that little cutscene, it's so cute. Alright, second last fight of the evening, unless I die to this Houndoom. Which again, to be clear, the Houndoom is the thing we're concerned about. Load up a save. That's the battle notes. It's not the right screen for this. Gyarados, Slowbro, Calistopod, Floatzel. See, I struggle to find Mudsdale. Where is he? There he is. I think it may be because I'm looking for an orange mon, because mine is orange. Dugong. Alrighty. Did we egg yet? We did not egg yet. Oh, man. I'll do that after this fight. I already have this and Maxi prepped without it, and especially now that I've just... or I guess I did not do the team scroll. I need to do that instead of save, but... We'll do it after this when I can scrub the party list again. So... That was maybe a bit fast. We'll do this for... Legality, posterity. Make it easier for people to pause the future YouTube VOD and yell at me. Alright. Pull up the line. So it's possible this entire fight looks really easy. It might be. It's going to come down entirely to how many crits and or flinches Dugong has to take standing in front of the Houndoom. That is the thing to watch for. We are too late. This is why I'm happy with the Gyarados here. Nothing can switch into Gyarados. That just does too much damage. Tanks whatever, even on turn 1 with Bull Rush, without worrying about it very much. This is without Intimidate drops. So never dies to crits, and always one-shots. Look at this. Perfectly one-shots with Aqua Tail, even without a berry. This roll made me so happy. Just exactsies. I suspect the Emboar is just going to Sucker Punch here because it sees that it's going to die. But I'm not sure how it reads Bull Rush. This isn't an expansion. I didn't look at how it's coded because this is the only thing Gyarados is here for. But if this was an expansion without Bull Rush does something with speed. If this outspeeds, it probably does Flare Blitz. Otherwise, it might do Sucker. It might do Sucker anyway because there's a line of text in the KO's code that is like, if you're going to be KO'd and you have a priority move, prioritize that. But again, I'm not sure how IRIV has Bull Rush coded. I didn't look here because it doesn't matter. So I'm expecting to tank either Flare Blitz or Sucker. Looks like it's Sucker. That's obviously nicer for us, but shouldn't really matter. Again, Gyarados shouldn't come back out. We get Arcanine. We've discussed this briefly. So, in much the same way that we could know that the Tauros was going to go for Zen Headbutt, we see that it kills with Head Smash, kills with Wild Charge. It ignores Recoil with Rock Head. Head Smash doesn't have 100 accuracy, Wild Charge does. So this is Wild Charge. And then nothing can switch in on a high horsepower, so we just get to pick up a KO. Oh, no worries about being slow. It's fine. It didn't matter for that case, or I would have looked it up. I genuinely wasn't sure if it'd override the sucker punch thing or not. Looks like not. We're gonna continue the pattern of just hard switch a check that nothing else can switch into. In this case, it's gonna be Slowbro on what we assume is an ice punch into Mudsdale. Mudsdale is sitting around half. Maybe Low Sweep max roll, but I don't know. Ice Punch has a positive secondary effect. Low Sweep doesn't in this case because Mudsdale's already out slow. Slowbro obviously doesn't care whether it's Low Sweep or Mach Punch here. But this is probably Mach Punch. Might be Bulk Up, but I doubt it because it sees the KOs. It might try to bulk up into Slowbro. Well, we just one-shot with Psychic. This is why we're Twisted Spoon. That goes for Low Sweep. Does this guy care about secondary effects with Sheer Force? That has Sheer Force? I'll wait for this health to go down. Oh, none of these... This Mon has Sheer Force. I see. It is probably smart enough to ignore those. Maybe. Actually, do you know what? It probably isn't, now that I think about it. Because all it's checking the move effect. And then Sheer Force later ignores the move effect? I'm going to write that down to look into that. That's an interesting question. Does Sheer Force ignore scoring due to move effects? The reason I say I suspect it doesn't is there's just this huge switch case of move effects. There might be like a clause at the top of that switch case that's like if you have Sheer Force bail out, but it doesn't differentiate between like affect sleep from sleep powder or affect sleep from like a relic song or some shit. It just goes into the same switch case. So I suspect that it might still actually do scoring even though it's sheer force. Again, I didn't look in too much detail because it didn't matter what the Conkeldurr was clicking there, but that's something I will look into because if that's not the case, it probably needs to be fixed. Houndoom. Alright. This is where things get a little gnarly. So I'll show you the calc right off. Dugong can live 2 crits and still get a hit off. In order for this fight to go our way comfortably, Dugong needs to get 1 Scald off. We can make it work otherwise. If this gets if Houndoom never crits me or flinches me, Dugong will just 2-shot it. No worries. If it crits and or flinches me in some combination, especially if it flinches me enough times, if we get 1 Scald off, that's fine. We're gonna loop through Galissapod to get Floatzel in to finish it off with Aqua Jet, because I have nothing that can outspeed this. Otherwise, things get dicier. So we're gonna go Dugong. We need to dodge an admittedly pretty long repeated series of bad luck. If he doesn't crit me, it's I think 3 flinches. If he does crit me, it's 2. If he crits me twice, I need to dodge 1. But again, that's like lots and lots of stacked probabilities here. So we don't want every crit we don't see means I have more time to not get flinched. So that means I get 1 extra attempt at not getting flinched. We just need to get off 1 Scald. Across anywhere from 4 to literally 1 attempt depending on crits. No crit, no flinch, we should be good to go. Can I just win if I don't get flinched? Because if so, we just stay in with Dugong 1 more time. We can take any 1 crit. So again, I can get flinched here, that's okay, we'll switch Dugong out afterwards, but are we going to get the easy pattern where we just don't get any of the bad rolls? There's the Citrus. This is why we get to tank that extra. This is why we're Citrus rather than Chesto, so we can tank potentially an extra Dark Pulse. We don't even need to. No flinch. Alright, I was worried about... Maybe the percentages I was worried about were a little too low, but it never feels like it's too low, you know? Like, if I got crit flinch twice there, I still had an out. The 3rd time, not so much. Whew! Okay, big sigh of relief. That's probably the 2nd biggest sigh of relief of the stream. today. Maxie's gonna be the other one because the plan for Maxie is to mostly fucking steer. Salazzle. So if we look at my notes, we have if Dugong cannot get Scald off, if got Floatzel in, if did not get Floatzel in. So this is the these are the lines for Salazzle. This is the one for like if safe Scald Flip Turn, if unsafe hards into Golisopod. If that procs emergency exit, because not all of them do, you get the Aquajet thing. If you somehow fuck up, if all of this fucks up, you have rolls to KO with first impression, depending on Dugong Scald. If you never get the Scald, then something has to get sacked. It's a fucking can of worms. I'm glad we don't have to deal with it, to be honest. Okay. This is just, I'm just sitting here looking at a Salazzle. I have a nearly full HP Slowbro. I'm pretty sure the notes are going to indicate that I should just go kill this with Slowbro. What do we think he's clicking here? I don't think it matters whether it's Flamethrower or Sludge Bomb. It might even be Toxic. So Slowbro, from current HP threshold, needs to tank 2 hits. There are some cases of crits that it can't take the second hit, which is fine. We'd then probably have to pivot through Golisopod into Floatzel. But we'll try Slowbro first because it's the easiest line. Again, we got backups for this if we get crit. Poison doesn't matter. Flamethrower is super safe. We don't care if we get burned. The Salazzle doesn't see these crits into Slowbro, obviously. He sees this. And I suspect these rolls are low enough that it might be Toxic. If I'm the AI, I'm clicking Sludge Bomb. Again, I didn't look at these two because it didn't matter. If Slowbro doesn't get crit on the first one, it's fine here. Lives any crit from 106. Or should live with any crit from this range. Yeah. And if I get poisoned, it doesn't matter because I one-shot. So, as long as we didn't get crit there, I didn't bother looking at anything else. If we did get crit there, we had to go through Golisopod into Floatzel. No crit but poison. Again, that poison tick is never going to go off because we're going to win. On this turn. Very nice. We got out of crit flinch hell on the Houndoom, which is super nice. Pretty unscathed. Any one of either of those things would have been okay, but all of them would have been bad. Okay, before we do Maxi, let's hatch an egg, shall we? I'm kind of looking forward to this. So what are the good hits with water types? Empoleon, obviously, that's got to be the best hit, right? Like, 2 megas? That's crazy. On that typing? Primarina's probably good. Water Fairy's really busted. I want a water egg. Greninja's probably fine. I got a Protean Mon already, but, you know, 2 Protean Mons is 1 extra Protean Mon. I'm going to do team preps while I'm down at a Pokemon Center, and then we'll go hatch it when we go up there next. Clean land as always. That one wasn't quite as clean as the double was. But maybe, again, I think I might just be overblowing the paranoia there, maybe, because it did need a lot of crits and/or flinches. So it felt like a nail biter to me, but it probably looked. I could imagine it would have looked very clean. Let's put Tabitha in the Imperium. That's the first fight in a while that like there was a legitimate risk of me throwing away a Mon if things went badly enough. Chimney Double also goes in the archive. Chimney Maxi is the last one left. And Tinkatongue is going to put in some work again. Gyarados, we're not bringing Dugong. Prim has been really cool in my run with some really goofy stuff that nobody else is capable of. Okay, so I'm probably hoping for Empoleon, Primarina, Greninja. I guess Blastoise is just kind of thick. Does it pick up a second typing in this when it megas? Blastoise. It does not. That's maybe okay. Not sure I need just another thick watermon. But he is a thick watermon. False Swipe would be nice for catching shit, I guess. For Alligator, I know is, like, I'd hatch an eject button. Swampert's probably good, right? I don't have this access to this typing yet. This would be nice. Gets the Mega. I know there's a Rain Root later. I don't know if that's... I think that's after... I think that's after the Megastone. I think this Megastone you get in Fortree, and the Rain Root is near Lily Cove. So this actually might be... This actually might be pretty sweet. So there's like 4 good hits. Good for Rain Root. Yeah, okay, cool. So there's 4 good hits. Gen 5 was Greninja. What the fuck was Gen 6? Is that Froakie? Or is this the one that goes to Greninja? No, this one goes to Greninja. The heck is the Gen 6 water? Oh, that was Poplio. Okay. I don't know anything about these 2 mods. Oh, I missed Samurott. Samurott is probably meh, right? Because it's the Hisuian one and its best move is banned. So we got like, we're about 50, about a coin toss on good hits. That's not too bad. This fight does need Ceruledge. Tinkaton. Let's just put them in order. Match my notes. Ceruledge, Slowbro, Drapion. And Floatzel. Gen 5 Oshawott, yeah, okay. Not super excited about the Oshawott. Put some respect on the otter. Okay, I love Oshawott's design. I think Samurott's cool. I think Hisui and Samurott is a really cool iteration. Samurott. Do you get to pick which one you get in this game? You do. Is there any reason... Oh, the first one's Water Steel? Okay, that's cool. 90 base speed on a steel type is pretty nice. I am immediately more impressed. I thought this was just still mono water. Or I thought that it was forced into Hisui and Samurott, where again, Ceaseless Edge is banned anyway. Okay, this is probably super legit then. Water Steel would be an awesome typing to have access to. Tink has to be Adamant, which it is. Tink has to be Mold Breaker now. I'll probably make that change now so I don't forget. Steel Feather. Ceruledge needs a spell tag, so says my notes. Is it Jolly still? No, it needs to be Adamant. So, like I said, this is going to largely be a steer because of the amount of Hazbat odds potential. I'll be totally honest, I'm not actually that worried about the Hazbat odds potential. So, like, the AI Hazbat oddsing me, I'm not gonna... That's not a switch roast, like, we talked about this a little bit. It's gotta be something unexpected or that really gets me to be a switch roast, whereas here, I'm actively building my team around allowing it to switch roast me and just having 1v1s that are so much better in certain cases that it should never matter. That's the plan. Slowbro is modest, still great. Drapion is supposed to be here instead of Floatzel. Drapion's Adamant, Gyarados Adamant, Floatzel also Adamant. Very Adamant squad today. They know what they're about. We have literally 5 Adamant mons, and then the Slowbro is a little shy. He more modest. Everybody else is bound and determined. So we have a Steel Feather here. Spell Tag here. Passing Slowbro with Citrus Berry. I think Drapion is also a Citrus, but it is already holding one. Gyarados is a Rost Berry. And Floatzel is a Mystic Water. It says I have Icy Wind on here instead of Flip Turn. I'm not sure if that is just a copy-pasting error, or if it's to keep out Cacturn, but on the off chance it's to keep out Cacturn, we're going to put Icy Wind on this. I trust past Pocky when he was looking at this. Not that long ago. This is the one I'm most familiar with, which is why I wanted to do this today, because this is going to be a bit freestyle, and I wanted to remember the intricacies, because the opener is not freestyle. Flare Blitz, this move set needs to be exactly this, but it is already this. Oh no, it does not need to be this. We have to ditch Shadow Sneak for Brick Break. I was deeply concerned about this fight until Crunch gave me the tech that Brick Break does exactly enough damage to keep out Colossal, which means that Chi-Yu can't switch out when you get it stuck into Fire-type move. So the plan, like the opener to this fight, is we open with Tinkaton, and either the Gigalith can has bad odds into Chi-Yu, or we kill the Gigalith and then Chi-Yu comes out to Flamethrower the Tinkaton. Then we go into Ceruledge to eat up the Flamethrower with Flash Fire. I imagine most people do it like this. Without Brick Break, though, the Chi-Yu can switch out into Colossal if it's above half health. So there are lines where if it hard switches into your Tinkaton's Gigaton Hammer, it takes above half of its health and damage and can't Hasbot out anyway, which is great. There are lines where your Ceruledge's first Shadow Claw takes it beneath half after it comes in on your Fake Out from Tinkaton. And then it can't switch out, but there are also lines where it switches out immediately into Colossal, and then you're just screwed, because the next time it comes in, it'll be against either this or Slowbro, and it'll just Dark Pulse your whole team to death. But giving this Brick Break by a threshold of like 4 hit points is enough to keep it from switching to Colossal. If it's not enough to keep it from switching to Colossal, the run's just going to end. But it should be. I checked. Crunch checked. It was his idea. That's how he did it as well, and I'm blatantly ripping it off. Because it's a really good idea. This has the moves it needs. This should be standard Slowbro. Yep. This should be exactly the same thing, probably. Yep. Standard Gyarados. Yep. We're just standard team. Okay. Set up the Chimney and then hatch our egg, and then we will crank the music a little bit. Oh shit! I forgot to crank the music for the grunt. Sorry, Crunch. Gonna be a bit late for me to do Flannery, especially because I know Flannery usually involves PP stalling the hell out of her. I haven't looked into that fight planning at all yet, other than to go, holy shit, this looks really scary if you can't PP stall. Again, no idea how people are gonna beat 1.3 Flannery. Seems like a tall order to me. I love this Tinkaton sprite so much. So good. Alright, Water Egg? That's the wrong window. Popplio! Okay. I'm alright with this. We've just finished hearing good reviews from Michael. So sure, why not? I don't think this would have been my top pick, but it certainly would have been in my top half of picks, so I'll take it. I think I probably would have gone for one of the 2 Water Steels. But, you know, Water Fairy is amazing typing. And I think Primarina has a pretty solid stat line from what I remember, right? I haven't actually played through these games using this mon. Yeah, that special attack is wild. Good solid bulky mon. Sound moves become... Oh, 20%. Okay, good damage ability. What is this ability? Cures burn on contact. Okay. big damage move. That's nice. Another voice move, I guess. That's fun. Oh, Hyper Voice. Is Hyper Voice fairy type? No. Oh well. Moonblast. Oh, she naturally learns Moonblast at 44? Holy shit. This is going to be the highest power fairy attack I have till Mega Mawile. I can't believe these moves are learned so early. Encore? Priority? Okay, this one's pretty cool. Scatters water to restore the... Is Life Dew just like recover? It's a quarter, okay. It works in doubles, very spicy. Alright, this mon's neat. This is certainly in the list of the couple water mons I would have been really happy with. That's cool. I think we've done pretty well on both of our eggs so far. We haven't gotten, like, necessarily the best eggs. We didn't get the Infernape into the Empoleon. But I'm pretty happy with these. And then Score Bunny. Cinderace has been really fun so far. Hyper Voice, Liquid Voice is really, really nice. I'm surprised it's so nice. Isn't that a normal type move? Primarina. Oh, become water type! Oh, baby. That's some DPS. Why is that better than Sparkling Aria? I guess Sparkling Aria lets you run Torrent, but I don't think you'd ever really need to be running Torrent. Is Sparkling Aria just sort of worse than Hyper Voice once you get Hyper Voice? Aria hits your partner too. Oh, that seems worse then, right? Because you just shoot your partner? So you probably never run this. Or does it not shoot your partner, it only shoots the... Is this one? I feel like I've seen bugs for this one too, but maybe not. Liquid Voice also gives a damage buff. Yeah, but doesn't it give that same damage buff to... Hyper Voice? Like, this is 90-100. Hyper Voice is 90-100. This shoots your own buddy in a double. Clodsai's Dream Partner. That is an amazing idea. Okay, so you use Sparkling Aria if you're exactly partnered with Clodsire. Cool. What do we name this guy? Yeah. Yeah, I think I completely agree with you, and that's what it does. I just mean that I think that makes Sparkling Aria not useful. Because this is a 90 sound move that's water, and this becomes a 90 sound move that's water, and it doesn't cure burn or hit your own ally. Aria doesn't get the 20% buff. Oh, so it's like strictly worse. It's not considered a sound move? It looks like it's considered a sound move. Or does it only buff ones that aren't already water type? It looks to me like both are sound moves. It's just the Aria doesn't really have much purpose. But maybe I'm wrong. I think we're going to call this guy Dots. As I like his nose. Liquid Voice isn't normal types, it's sound moves. So like Alluring Voice becomes water. Okay, I follow. I follow. But Hyper Voice is a sound move, so it becomes water. And Sparkling Aria is a sound move, it's already water. So these are both 90 power, 100 accuracy water type attacks, so there's no point to Sparkling Aria. Unless you're healing a Clodsire, is what I'm saying. Just seems a little weird to me. There's like no niche for this. But we're happy to have it. Let's check out the follower sprite. Oh, his head's so big! That's so cute! Big fan of that sprite. I think we're gonna do the level up after this fight. No worries. We all make reading Pokemon abilities and shit is hard, and it does look like there should be a reason to use Sparkling Area beyond just to heal your Clodsire to me, but I guess Hyper Voice is just better. Or I guess like you use Sparkling Aria if you're using Torrent for whatever reason. Alright. Tinkaton, Adamant, Steel Feather, Mold Breaker, Player F Ironhead, Gigaton Hammer Fake Outs. Sarilege, Shadow Claw, Brick Break, Blitz, and Willow. Flash Fire, Adamant Spell Tag. Bro is Modest Citrus. Regenerator, Yawn Psychic Slack Off Scald. Drapion is Poison Fang X Scissor Night Slash Knockoff. Battle Armor Adamant Citrus. Gyarados is Adamant Rost. Intimidate, Ice Fang, Aquatail Crunch Bulldoze. Floatzel, Icy Wind, Aqua Jet Scald Fake Out. Technician, Adamant Mystic Water. Adamant Scald and Adamant Icy Wind are a little suspicious. I think Floatzel might be here as a cleanup mon with Aqua Jet though, rather than anything else. So, you ready to see these notes? We got turn 1. Right? We got after Chiyu dies, we try to juke the Cacturne and Sucker Punch. And then adjust to switches as follows. This is literally 100% of my notes. This signature move is all it really is. Yeah, it would have been nice if the signature move actually was, like, worth using, you know? I'm kind of surprised that it isn't. Seems like a bit of an odd choice on the Radical Red people's part. Let's load in the save. It heals burns. Don't you usually not want to be doing that, though, if you manage to burn the opponent? That's why it seems like a downgrade to me. Like, it's a side grade, it just also heals their burns. Tink. Seru. Slowbro. Drapion. Gyarados. Floatzel. Into... The lead is a Gigalith. And we are once again without our Steel Feather, so we'll do Metal Coats. Like, absolutely love this one-shot through Sturdy. Amazing. I guess we don't need to because of Fake Out, but it's just really cool. What if your Clodsire is burned? Yeah, you heal him and clear the burn. Sparkling Aria is the perfect Clodsire support. I hope to do that at some point in the run. We'll see. Okay. I'm going to turn the game sound up a little bit for me. Let me know if this turns it up too loud for you. Is this too loud, ear bursting? Is this too quiet for the cool music? Or does this sound right about right? If it's the same for you, I can turn it up for you guys also. Because this music is hype as shit. It's maybe my favorite track in the whole game. I just want to make sure I'm not blowing anybody's eardrums before I start. I can't tell the difference. Okay, so this is just turning it up for me. Let me turn it up for you a little bit. Mold Breaker just ignores 30. Yeah, it's super sick. Okay, that's up a little louder, I think. Let me know. See if it's fine. This is check number 2. If this is not louder for you, then I'm gonna turn it up here. Feeling like probably no difference because nobody's yelling at me that it's too loud, and I turned it up a decent amount on OBS. So, I think it's good. How's that? Now I'm probably too loud, right? Alright. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Happy to hear it. We'll leave it there. Yell at me if it's too loud or quiet mid-fight. Obviously, the button clicks are going to be a little bit loud too. But the music is fucking worth it. This track is just outstanding. And it kind of feels... It felt appropriate to me when I saw that freestyling might be the way to go for this. To freestyle to this tune, right? Alright, let's go. Foo 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 foo. Teach you the consequences of meddling. Are we ready? Are we ready for the music? Here we go. No rapping. Ah, this music is so good. I'm gonna turn it up louder for me than for you. There we go. So the plan for turn 1 is we one-shot the Gigalith, or he switches into Chi-Yu. This is fine. He's below half, so the brick break won't even matter, but still safe to have. God, I love this music so much. We just Shadow Claw it down. And then the fight starts. So this is obviously going to Sucker Punch, which we're going to casually dodge. And now he can hop out here if he wants, I think. Maybe into Halucha? Not sure. Gigalith, fair enough. So Gigalith on Sacrilege. We are not Air Balloon, so he's seeing Rock Slide and Earthquake both KO. That's a little awkward. Would much prefer he only sees Earthquake. So this means we're going to have to pivot through Gyarados. Gyarados can tank the Rock Slide, I think. Gyarados cannot tank the Rock Slide crit. Fair enough. So obviously we want to have Tinkaton in against this so that we can one-shot it with Gigaton Hammer. The safest answer might be to pivot through Slowbro. Don't have to fuck around with crits that way. We can Regenerator it off if we need to. Is there any reason he'd prefer Earthquake or Rock Slide if both one-shot? Rock Slide has flinch chance, but it's slower. He only sees max rolls, so both KO. I don't think so, so I think we have to pivot through Slowbro. On that exact dodging the Sucker Punch, it's great. Sometimes you get, I'm sure people get the free kill. I think pivoting through Slowbro is the only safe option here. Glad I did, because if that crit, Gyarados was dead. And I do think we're going to try to fire off a Scald. On Slowbro, he can go into Cacturn. The Cacturn is already max health, we don't really care. Do I want to just slack off here? No, because if he stays in, I want to get the Scald off. If he switches out, I don't care because the Regenerator takes me back to full. One Mon down. There's the Cactoon. So if we do not pick up the free KO with Flare Blitz from like Will-O-Wisp into Flare Blitz juking the sucker, which we did not, the plan for this is to go into Drapion, which cannot get crit, and one-shots with X-Scissor. Drapion can also bait Hazmat switches, probably into Camerupt. Did not trigger the Hazmat odds here, so we pick up a second one. Crit didn't matter. Crit like super didn't matter. Now probably goes Camerupt. God, music is so good. Okay, this is perfect. We're outside of Max Roll Flamethrower, which means... And obviously he sees regular Camerupt calcs, not Mega Camerupt calcs. So the fact that we're still outside of Max Roll Flamethrower is outstanding. It means he's going to Earth Power here, and I can pivot through Gyarados. If I'm wrong here, or the Drapion has too much damage taken, due to having to switch into that a couple times if the Hazmat odds were different, this is why Gyarados has a Raspberry. It's in case this is Earth Power or Flamethrower, Gyarados can tank a Flamethrower that burns and still turn around to one-shot this with Aqua Tail. There should be no switch-ins to Gyarados. 3 down. 3 down? 1, 2, 3 down. 4 down. 2 left. Good music to freestyle Pokemon to. So the plan for Hawlucha is to literally always go hard Slowbro. At almost any HP threshold. We can tank this shit for days. We can tank this shit at +2 for days. We can't tank +2 crits for days, but we can still tank 1. Always one shot with Psychic. So probably the funniest twist ever is that Slowbro actually just outspeeds this. And one-shots it with Scald. And that's Maxi! Alright, hype music is over. Is the sound back down to reasonable levels for you guys? Is it about where it was before? 2 for... Yeah, that felt really good. To just be like, okay, I got a pile of Mons that have really good matchups. I had like little things planned out where like Ceruledge Cacturne, you can try to juke a sucker. You can always go Slowbro on the Hawlucha. You can always, like, you can pivot through either Gyarados to dodge ground-type attacks, or Tinkaton to dodge rock-type attacks, and both of them can pick up KOs that way. The camera, like that, there are just so many ways, and then if something went wrong for Floatzel, that it just felt like it was fine to do like that. With so many, like, individual pieces that could just come together in whatever chain, depending on the bad odds, that felt really good. Lots of foo-foo-foo-foo-foo-foo. The double battle into that feels pretty good, not gonna lie. For a run that I did not think would make it past Roxanne, I feel like I have learned a lot about doing this. Okay, so I told this to Iriv recently. Let's go pull up the Drake sprite. I'm not sure if I think I did this, talk to this in a conversation that wasn't public, so give me just a moment. Because we have an audience and I need opinions. What am I looking for? Object events. Picks. People. Elite Four. Okay, let's pop open a sprite. Not sponsored, but if you're ever going to edit pixel art, this is the program you want to use. That's fine. Alright, so we're looking at this Drake sprite, right? This is about what it looks in the game. Maybe somewhere between these two zooms. I always thought when I was a kid, maybe I'm full of shit. I always thought this was his head. Not this was his head. That this was his chin. Right? So like his head looks like this. And he just had like Mondo face. Because I never saw the side profile. Because you don't see that in the Elite Four unless you talk to him from the side. And who talks to him from the side? So I was just like, wow, this guy's got a crazy chin. That's kind of impressive. And then you go to fight the battle sprite and it looks perfectly normal. And I was like, what happened? I thought he was going all Crimson Chin and stuff on me. And it literally wasn't until in this scene in Irev's hack where he walks sideways and I was like, hang on, this isn't his chin, it's his chest. The more you know. Always thought it was a chin. Thank you, thank you. Do I have to grab the meteorite from here? Okay, great. Also, I didn't point it out earlier, but the Puchianas that are up here, the fact that Archie's is like really hustling, I so love that detail. It's one of my favorite details in the entire game. He's doing 3 times the hustling of everybody else. Jagged, yeah, this is an exciting one. There are obviously... Let me turn my volume back down a little bit. That's where I usually have it. There are... This is like a really stacked route. I think the obvious scream outs here are that if you trigger a magnet Pulmon, it's either Honage or Ferroseed, and these both seem crazy. I'd also like an Electabuzz. I think it's cool that you can either keep it as an Electabuzz for like Eviolite faster option with some special attack, or evolve it to get like Fighting Stab off of it. I think it'd be really cool to have an alternative Volt Absorb to Lantern, and this one obviously being Motor Drive, you get speed. So I could see a world where you get to sweep with your Electivire in the later game with like Earthquake, Close Combat, whatever, the Plasma Fists, 4th move off of a speed buff with like Life Orb or something. That might be really cool. Spiritomb is just one of my favorite mons. I have a soft spot for this thing. I think it gets Intimidate in this hack, which is cool, but I'm not sure how frequently it'll come up. Like, I've barely used Gengar even, and I think this probably comes up less. These mons seem a little bit more memey. Same with this one. The Snowman seems crazy. I do like Rayon Necklace. I haven't looked at it at all in this hack. Bear Deck feels like it probably doesn't do much. Same with Bonsly Heatmore. That's my assessment. I sentence you to Bonsly. God damn it. Don't you be pulling me a Bonsly. Does Bonsly get some sick tech? That'd be nice. That none of us know because we don't even look at the Bonsly. Doesn't look like it. Why is this a 1% encounter? I guess a 1% hose? Gets really early Hammer Arm Head Smash, I guess. Maybe it's decent into Norman? I think Norman's level cap is 50 something. Seems like shit to me. A lot of good encounters here. So I'm looking for like either like Magnet Pull proccing for either thing I'd be pretty happy with. Or Electabuzz. Those are the ones I think I would like the most. Followed by, I think, Darumaka, maybe Spiritomb. We are Magnet Pull. Snowman peeking out the bushes. I don't think you get to abuse the Zen mode thing as much, if I'm not mistaken. You give lava cookies, right? I always gotta buy one. There's nobody fighty on this route, but I think Maylene is on here, isn't she? She's not intended for pre-Flannery, though, I guess, because she's not in this section. Is she intended for pre-Norman? Is Maylene just not in here? Perhaps. There's Wake. I don't know what's short. Yeah, I don't think I see Maylene. There's Byron. Candace. I promise you that thing is not good into Norman. What is Maylene's? Is Maylene even in? Did I miss it? Is Maylene just not in this sheet, maybe? Do people typically do Maylene before Flannery, or do they do her later? Because I can't even see what her rewards are. I'll have to go look at the other sheet. The publicly available sheet. There's win straits. You absolutely get to abuse the Zenmode thing. It just activates at full health. Holy shit. Is it in the wand split? I think this sheet may just not... Oh, there's Maylene. Man. Okay. I'm not sure why it's on this sheet. Focus Punch, Focus Blast, Drain Punch, Body Press, Aura Sphere. Oh, and the Lucarionite. Okay. So we gotta do this one before Norman, because surely Mega Lucario is crazy. We missed out on Machop. Instead, we picked up the Mudsdale. I'm seeing like, looks like Mega Mawile might do some work here. I might delay this a little bit. Usually after Flannery, yeah, that makes sense. I think I want access to Megas before I do this, probably. Back to something with Dark Mode. Turn off the Repel. Let's see what we get. We are magnet pulling, right? We are magnet pulling. I do have I got Mega Mawile and Mega Gengar already as soon as I get those. A Cubchoo. Man. We really are riding the 50-50 on the magnet pulls, huh? No Gambit. Got us Tinkaton. No Aegislash. No Ferrothorn. No Electabuzz. This mon is horrible, right? Like, just garbage. We hit a 5% encounter on this? Fuck's sake. I guess Swift Swim for the Rain Root isn't, like, horrible? He's part fighting in this. Okay, that helps. He's still slow as shit, though, and, like, this typing can't take anything. I guess he's probably not horrible in the Rain Root. That's probably the only thing I could see him being used for. Big attack stat. Not much else. Not a lot of this speed stat, which is kind of important. I think this is a bit of a dud. Aqua Jet's nice. It only gets superpower as a fighting type attack. That's rough. Ice Hammer is super late. Okay, early Icicle Crash though. Icicle Crash at level 11 is hilarious. So it probably sits with superpower Aqua Jet Icicle Crash in my box. Maybe Rest for Chesto. Maybe sees use someday. Encore on a mon this slow, maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking he's probably just gonna exist as cool tech for the Rain Root. I think this is kind of a wash of an encounter. I'm sure we're just saving our magnet pull luck for something else later. They can't all be good encounters. I'm pretty happy with my encounters overall, so you know, you gotta take these sometimes. Close combat by TM. No, this mon is terrible. Just superpower. You're gonna take your superpower and you're gonna like it. part fighting mon. Uh-huh. I am actively underwhelmed. I'm not whelmed, I am actively underwhelmed. Grass or Eevee and Laveridge? There's grass in Laveridge? I just assumed it was Eevee. So if I don't do Eevee here, I never do Eevee, right? Like it's... Or I guess I'd have to take it on a water route. Kind of a gross stat line for a doubles sweeper. Oh, you mean like where I'm baiting lethality into... Or like I'm baiting kills into the other slot? The thing is, I bet you this guy accidentally baits kills into himself constantly, because his stats... Like, he's got some kind of bulk, but he's just weak to half the game. Maybe. And you can superpower, like, once before you gotta not anymore. Are you doing grass? Oh, grass, egg, or Eevee and Laveridge. That's a good question. I was planning on doing Eevee just because it's there. Can we just catch this Mon? Holy crap. Thank you. All I needed was to bitch about it. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Their snot is a barometer for health. That's terrific. What do we call him? Rudy? See the sprite. Oh, we gotta level up Poplio also. Let's do that. So I guess the answer to do we do Grass Egg or Eevee is there any shot that one of the evolutions might be helpful into up to Norman, right? Because after Norman you get to Fortree. I guess there's a lot of shit between now and Fortree. Do you guys? This is a very excellent Kubfu sprite. I think that a really good job was done with this. He looks great. I love that his like little snot thing moves. Very cute. Do you guys generally do grass here? Or do you generally do Eevee here? I'm not sure where people feel like they need to cash in their Eevees. I know the desert chunk to get Surf is a common place to cash in Eevees, either for Vaporeon or Leafeon. And I know that's before I get to hatch the next one. I also know the Winstitute and the rival fight on right outside of Fortree kind of suck. Eevee just kind of a do I need a specific typing? Okay. Maybe I'm paranoid because I saw Michael leverage Leafeon really effectively in the sand double. Or Michael, I assume you instead... Oh no, you delayed a water starter, right? Didn't evo it till the E4, wow. I thought about Vaporeon and some of my E4 planning as well, because like, it's the only one that gets Heal Bell and also can Wish Pass with slow Volt Switch, like via Flip Turn, which is really good with Mawile. It might end up on the team eventually, but I don't know. Kind of too early for that. It'd be nice to try to use a bunch of unique, so I don't know. Flail. Do you know any illegal moves? I think all these moves are legal. Flail's probably better than Fury Swipes, though. I delayed water. What are your thoughts about hatching Grass and Laveridge versus hatching Eevee and Laveridge? If a fast Grass type is good, I guess is Leafeon is pretty fast, isn't it? Yeah. Like this is a well-statted Mon with Sap Sipper, which is super sweet. I don't have anything else. Actually, does Wordeer have access to Sap Sipper? It does. So I do already have a Sap Sipper mon. Wordier is quite slow, but... and also not a grass type. Oh man, we gotta level up the whole team, I forgot. Blizzard, that seems like a bad Icicle Crash. Does this guy get flip turn? That would be cool. He seems to be having some amount of water coverage. No flip turn. Dang it. I'm back to being a hater. I think hatching the Eevee is more correct. Interesting. I think the grass starter is the most... has the most misses, right? Grass type starters Pokemon. Can we just get a list? So which ones are really good? Sprigatito is nuts. Meowscarada is insane. Mega Sceptile, also really good. Guaranteed just take the evolution you need to complete a line. Yeah, and they've got so many absorbing ability options, which is really nice. I'm not sure, like, I took Meganium, so we do get to Claw's Chikorita, but I do also, like, I have sort of hatched a grass starter egg already, I guess, in my run specifically. So I do already have a really solid grass type there, on top of the Alolan Executor, which is probably less solid of a grass type overall, but gambling is fun. Okay, I don't know that I would have said that Bulba and Torterra are hits, but I could definitely be convinced into that. Just like ghost typing on anything is usually really good. Torterra gets a Mega, right? And it's like immune to ice? Yeah, this is neat. Very cool, Mon. Not sure how good, but certainly very cool. This is probably insane for baiting. Bulb is so fat. Is it even fatter in this than it is usually? I do love Mega Venusaur. I played a lot of this in my days playing competitive singles. So thick. But it gets Sludge Bomb by now, and Synthesis, which is nice. Oh, it gets Chloroblast here. That's cool. I wouldn't mind having another Poison type. I feel like I'm a little light on those. Not so much here. Leaf Storm, I guess. The Grassy Terrain guy is not legal. Or, like, Grassy Terrain as an ability is not legal, so you gotta use the alternate, I think. Yeah, Decidueye I feel like is pretty much always good. This is the one, so when I played through Gen 6, this is the one that I used. And I thought he was awesome. I had a really good time with it. I would probably not go Hisuian. I think I would rather the speed stat and the ghost typing. What is Quill Rush? Oh, that's cool. And also get Striker. I mean, this might be really neat just to have the option for this split. Options within options. Spirit Shackle is obviously a crazy move. Oh, it gets Sucker too. That's really sweet. Brave Bird for coverage? 1,000 arrows! Holy shit, this is great. This has got a crazy moveset. This might shoot up to like my number 1 or 2 pick. I get Meowscarada is insane, but I do already have a Protean mon. So I probably don't want... I don't even remember this guy's name. The monkey. I know I don't want Snivy. Like, Superior is so one-dimensional, and I'm not even sure that one dimension is super good. Oh, he's got Fake Out U-turn. Okay, that's still usable for something at least. Maybe the answer is that instead of like picking, am I gonna hatch Eevee? Am I gonna hatch Grass? I think the answer might be that I hatch neither. And I wait until if I need an evolution, I can hatch Eevee and get it, you know? Doesn't even get Leaf Stone until after Trick House? Holy crap, that's horrible. Let's look for Beardick. That's definitely the Feraligatr of the grass types. This guy looks pretty good. He looks like an ice bear. He looks very cute from the front. So I think the answer is good. We're going to take the boring answer and just delay either. If it gets to the point that we could really use a grass starter, I'll hatch that. If it gets to the point that I need an evolution, I'll come back and hatch that. Hates gambling. I love gambling. You have no idea the amount of resistance it's taken me to not just roll the grass starter. Do you remember that fight line last week where I was like against Watson, where I intentionally did not give one of my mons U-turn because I knew I would gamble irresponsibly with it? It's like when you're grocery shopping and I don't buy the bag of chips there because if I buy the bag of chips, I have to tell myself, Pocky, you don't need to have chips right now like a bunch of times in a week, but if I say no once, then we're good. I can be strong once. I guess Berdic can also be like an emergency eject button. It probably dies pretty effectively. To Brion. Very nice. Let's see the Brion sprite before we evolve past it. Oh, this is smaller than Poplio, I think, but it also is really well realized. Maybe not quite as much of a skirt as the sprite seems to have, but I think it's very cute. Probably get rid of this now, and also this. Go back over here. Oh, also we switch roasted the Chi-Yu, I forgot. Wait, we did not switch roast the Chi-Yu. It just came in. Never mind. No point for the Chi-Yu. I thought about trying to get a point for the Chi-Yu and it just wasn't going to happen. So, this is the line with the Barracuda and the... Oh, it's done? You've cooked? I'm very excited for this Archie fight. Double slap at level 33 feels kind of funny. I'm not streaming it tonight. Ah, okay, fair enough. I was gonna say, I can pass the baton your way if you want. I'm probably gonna level up my mons, and then call it an evening, is what I suspect. Might think about Flannery a little bit, but I don't think for very long. Cures burns on contact. Heals your Clodsire. It's gonna be Choice Specs Water Bubble Jellicent Mashing Water Spout. That sounds outstanding. I'm very excited to see what the new line is, though. I understand that one had some sacks. Mega Zam, not be picking up the No Guard. Oh, I was excited about that too. Man, and it gets Sparkling Aria and Hyper Voice back-to-back levels. That's so odd. When do we get Fairy-type move that isn't sound? Maybe that's the key. Because if it turns every sound move water type, it's going to convert my fairy type move. Oh no, we get Moonblast at 44. I don't even need to worry about it. Amazing. I'm excited to see this line so that I can steal it later, because I know I can get a Barraskewda. Draining Kiss TM2. Yeah, that's also true. Probably don't need it with Moonblast. You know, it's a travesty. Meganium can't learn Moonblast. Just the saddest thing ever. I've already complained to Tyrev about it in the casual run. So I'm like, in the Elite Four, and my best stab move on Meganium is still Draining Kiss. Because the priority is better than the Dazzling Gleam damage. Good voice. Scarf Bear's good Etsy's 1x1. It's possible for the Jealous line to have no sacks. Oh! So you kind of circled back, I see. So just for sanity, this is not okay. Let's just toss Ice Beam on here for now as like a placeholder so that it shows up in my calcs smartly. Isn't Ice Beam like 13? I am wrong. Alright, we're referencing the list. It is 13. Do I not have Ice Beam? Oh, Dugong just learns Ice Beam naturally. Lava Ridge Town's Outdoor Mart Worker. Hang on a minute. Jukin Trainers. Jukin Trainers. There's Maylene. Great sprite. Eva did such a good job with these, man. I think Fantine is maybe the most impressive, but... You? Give me the TMs? Oh, there we go. Ice Beam. Hyper Voice. Thunderbolt! Oh, we got all the good shit here. Flamethrower. This is so nice. So many mons are gonna get a big upgrade. Either lives to turn 2 or dies on turn 1. Water Sword is only ranged. Okay. Oh, goodness. Man, this Archie line sounds complicated as heck. Or the Archie fight in general, rather, sounds complicated as heck. Slowbro with the Ice Beam? Oh, such a good TM to have. Passing Icy Wind around has felt a little underpowered. Really nice. Flamethrower for Simus here, also nice. Not that that mon really sees a whole heck of a lot of use. T-Bolt on here. I think this Wordier can actually pick up most of these, which is kind of crazy. I'm not sure it gets Flamethrower, but it definitely gets Thunderbolt. Which is pretty spicy. Did you end up finding a way for those two lines to work out at the same time then? Or did you take the other route and just completely replan everything? Again. Sash Golurk and bundle that is near impossible to outspeed is a really hard lead to deal with. I can friggin' imagine. I don't remember how I did that in the casual run, but I certainly had at least 4 of my 6 mons die. As happened a lot for the last couple of fights in the casual run. I did Drake with 6 Mamoswines, and even then 3 or 4 of them died. Bounce! That's interesting for the flying type. I guess that gives him ground immunity. If HP flying doesn't work. Do we want Earthquake on this? Probably not. Replanned everything. Okay. Barracuda and Zam lead. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Is it like after Toaster's E4 tomorrow is the plan, or just sometime later next week? I know this Kingler gets good moves eventually. Oh man, we can actually evolve our Sizzlipede now. But still not until level 47, I think. When was Fire Lash? This is gonna be a very, yeah, 45. This is gonna be a tedious, tedious rare candying session with this guy. Late tomorrow night. Okay, cool. Actually, do I have an Everstone? I feel like I made a joke about doing lots of egg hatching in a Nuzlocke when I got one. Yeah, we do have an Everstone. Excellent. Crunch is nice. Late, actually. Oh, goodness. That is gonna be late. If I'm not up, ping me with a VOD. I'm usually up pretty late. Like, it's 1:30 for me now. But... There's Fire Lash. Wonder if this one has a place in Flannery. Flash Flyer can't be bad in the worst case, right? I'm not sure how many Flash Fire mons are really needed, though. Ooh, X's are on Evo, that's nice. Not sure why I still have the move Wrap. As discussed, I'm not about to start rapping. Get anything good on Relearn? Not really. Is anything like screaming for TMs? As a physical attacker. Predominantly. Don't have Leech Life yet. Oh, Willow is going to be nice when I get that. I think that's from Flannery. Nock's going to be nice. That's later, too. Natural Gift is... I love that move. Maybe. Eh. Probably not really right now. Probably have started stream by now, but honestly I have no idea how late we'll go with D&D sessions since I haven't played in like 2 months. Oh man! Those are some of the most fun sessions. I hope you have a good time. I have the problem of like always forgetting everything though. I used to play digitally with friends. Oh, we pick up Hurricane. That's the first of the 1-2 Hurricane Hydro Punch. Maybe it already has Hydro. And like anytime we'd go any longer than like 2 weeks or so, I would need to read up on so many notes because I would just have forgotten everything that happens. It already has Hydro. Oh wow, we have Hydro, Hurricane, No Guard, Swanna now. That's really exciting. Leaf Storm. Good to know that we have access to that now. So while I have it in my party here, let's get Swanna on that No Guard, Hydro Pump, Hurricane train. That sounds awesome. So you gotta calc like the AI always hits anyway. So fun. Should help it a lot. It's kind of falling out of relevance a little bit because Togekiss just does its job with more damage and also more bulk, and also with fairy typing, and also with Aura Sphere. So maybe that'll give it a little bit of room to breathe. How many rows left? 2 rows to go. Some of us live. Yeah, we did the same thing. Same thing. I had big Excel sheet. My wife had a much better organized and also much larger Excel sheet, which most of the party relied on almost all of the time. But I did try to take my own notes. They mostly just sort of sucked. Or like, I would take notes that were super succinct, which is not necessarily what a situation always warrants, you know? Because then like, there'd be a plot thread that would take like 3 to 6 months to resolve, and then there'd be a sort of a name drop, and like I don't have the fucking clue who this person is. I don't write down anybody's names. I just write down what happens. And she would be like, "Oh my goodness," or at least you know, "Oh, I recognize the name. I will check who that is," and I would be like, "What? We've met this person before." Shit's tough. Finally getting Ironhead on Mawile. That's a big upgrade. I think Play Rough is next split. Again, probably not likely to see use till we get the Mega Stone. Pass on Aqua Ring. Oh, and we also need to see Scorch's Overworld Sprite. Like a very big wiggly slice of bacon, given that the little guy was a very reasonably sized slice of bacon. Dive, that's interesting. Switch AI can abuse 2-turn moves like that, so it's probably never good. Same as Dig. But it's not even like Dig is nice because a bunch of mons can learn it to prevent has bad oddsing. We've already done some of that with Floatzel, but I guess Dive is just like worse than Scald. Skitter Smack lowers foe's special attack. That's really interesting. Bug coverage on Tinkaton is not what I would have expected. The move name is very appropriate, though. That's pretty great. Mudsdale picking up Earthquake, which is worse than High Horsepower with Striker, but I guess it's good to have this if you're trying to run Tangled Hair. You have 4 Megas available for Wind Straits. Yeah, Wind Straits are going to be huge. Let's check the list, because this is now all of my mons. So I'll grab Sent to Scorch back so we can see its follower sprite. So the Windstraight Mega, I have a bunch of things that can become Megas. I already have, what Mega Stones do I already have? I should probably keep a list of, put this on the stream. Make small, call it Megas. So I don't forget it with calcing. Have stone, need stone. So the big one that we have is the Gengarites. For our Gengar. So we get right after clearing Flannery, which is nice. I know Centiscorch has a Mega. Also, let's see its follower. Oh, that is a creepy big slice of bacon. It looks excellent. It just gives me the willies. I don't like bugs very much. No offense to the Centiscorch, of course. Let's put like Tinkaton in the lead. This sprite is cute as shit. Actually, let's put Togetic in the lead. Togekiss in the lead. Man, I was calling Togekiss the whole time. Now I'm calling Togekiss. Okay. So our other Megas, Slowbro. Gyarados. Orbeetle. Camerupt. Kingler. Goodness. Mawile. Lucario. So let's maybe just go need, so we can shorten this up a little bit, and then have. Where are all these from? Lucario I know is from Maylene. Mawile is from the Windstraits. Kingler. Megastone. King. Trick House. Okay. So that's also before Norman. Norman splits. Norman splits. Should probably do tabs. Maylene can also be Norman split. Camerupt. I think that might be from Flannery. No, Camerupt also Windstraits. Okay. Windstraits. Orbeetle. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, these guys really do just give you buckets of them, don't they? Gyarados is later, right? That's from like Team Aqua or something? Oh, it's from Wake. Wake. What split is Wake? Wake is Winona split, I think, right? So you need Surf. Slowbro, Windstraits. And Centiscorch. Also Windstraits. So, between Flannery and Norman, I'm going to get access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Megas. That's crazy. The only one we won't have is Gengar for Wake. Gengar? Gyarados for Wake. The other Gmon. That's pretty nuts. Oh, there's a Sandy Gas hanging out over here. He sisses at you? That's great. Fun fact. These tiles, the only reason that this transition works like this, those two ladies and these tiles outside behave totally differently. And they are labeled totally differently. So when you go to like color things from day, night, shadows, and tinting and things, the two tiles that those ladies stand on don't cover the player the same way these tiles do, and see, you can actually see it with the follower here. See how my Togekiss is like there's a weird clip around this corner. When I'm going this direction, you can like very obviously see the square that the Togekiss is clipping through. I programmed snowbanks for my own hack, like the ones that you see in Gen 4. And I thought, oh, I could just do the same thing they do in the pool here. And there's a fucking reason that this pool is a perfect square that is contained on all sides and doesn't let you go in the middle. So it can get away with a little bit of hackiness, as we're seeing with Togekiss in the corner here. Fun fact. Maybe that's fun. I don't know. 5 from win straits. Did I miscount? I counted 4. Oh no, that is 5, yeah. Wild. This guy gets gets bit, right? A Pokemon nipped his backside. I wonder if it was a Sandy Gust. You have just the herbs, right? And nothing interesting? I think I have white herbs already. It says in bag no. Let's pick up some white herbs. We have mental. Let's pick up some power. Pick up some big roots. These are all out of battle, right? Yeah, okay. It's nice, couple new held items. That's the Eevee. And I think that's Laverage done. So next stream, oh, we should heal, I guess. Next stream is gonna have to be Flannery. I have no choice. That is the only fight remaining. I'm hoping I don't have to PP stall her like most people do, but I'm expecting to have to PP stall her like most people do. Pretty excited to beat her though, and then probably immediately go do win straits. Maybe we do Maylene first, if we can leverage the Gengar. Pick up the Lucario. I bet you Mega Lucario makes that much easier. Anyway, I am going to wrap up stream there for this evening. It is time for bed, I think. And also, I'm not doing Flannery tonight. So thank you all very much for joining. I don't think anybody else is currently live for me to raid. GG Puck, thank you very much. And I'll probably see you guys. Actually, do you know what? I'm sure I'll see most of you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern to watch Toasters E4. Really excited. Hopefully we get a new person on the Hall of Fame sheet. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your night, and I hope everybody has a great Saturday.